The man that wanted to be caught for shoplifting, this is how I caught him. I was walking the sales floor with my partner, and we're passing jewelry department. And as I'm observing him, I observe him trying to intentionally take a watch out of the package, right? And so he's trying to figure out how to get it out, how to get it off the, the little case that it's on. And so I bag back, because at this point I already know what's going down. As far as I can see, I got my selection already. He's in jury department. He has the watch. I know this is my merchandise, and I can physically see him trying to take it out of the package and off of the case that it's on. So we sit back and we're watching and we're observing him, and he takes the watch. He then goes into men's department. He selects some shirts, stuff like that, and then he just goes back up towards the front. And so, looking at my partner, I'm like, he really about to walk out exposed. I'm looking at my partner like, he really about to do this, and it was unnormal in that type of store that I was in, because not too many people walk out exposed. And when they do, they're either wearing the shirt, wearing the shoes, wearing the pants. It's never like the way he's doing it. So it just struck me as odd. So I became very cautious as he began to, go out the front door on the GM side. So I usually run up on people. Y'all see in these videos, I usually run up on people, but on this one, something just told me to just take it easy, play it easy, be smooth, be calm, don't get hostile, um, de-escalate, things like that. So I stop him in the gym vestibule. I tell him to come with me to the office. He cooperates. He come with me to the office. I ask for his name. He give me his name. I asked him if he's ever been caught for shoplifting. He told me yes, he has. And so he said, right after I asked him all those questions, he then tells me that, he needs help. He needs help. He wants help. And every time he tries to get help, nobody helps him, or, hospitals and all these rehab places, they, turn him down. And so it was very hard for him to get the mental help that he know he needed. And that's why he chose to come into my store and steal the merchandise. And so once he gave me that piece of information, I was just kind of like, all right, bet. And so I jumped out of AP mode, jumped back into civilian mode, and I was like, man, this is one of my brothers. You feel me? Like he's telling me that he needs help. He could have came into the store and went about this a whole nother way, as history has, shown us, but he didn't. He came in and he stole some merchandise. Okay, not a big deal. He was cooperative about it, and he came with me to the office. So immediately, I called dispatch, get the police up there. And when I call dispatch, I'm not calling because I like really want to prosecute him. Um, Even though I am, but I'm also calling dispatch because hopefully I can help him get those resources that he needs to get the mental help that he needs, that he says he needs, that he needs. So, and I'm prosecuting is only documentation that this actually happened. So, you know, going forward, if anything happens, they can always look back on this and say that, look, he went to a store, he did this, he did that, he said this, he said that, right? And there'll be documentation. There'll be some evidence of him saying and doing these things. So that's how I that's how I was thinking about the situation, and I thought about all the active shooter incidents that we've had, right? And I've thought about all the training that I've had being in AP, and they always tell us that people tell us what they're going to do before they do it. We just got to pay attention and we got to listen. And so remembering that, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna have to prosecute, so this is documented, and I hope this gets him the help that he needs mentally, because I can see that he needs it, because I've grown up in a household with people who have real mental disabilities. So I know when somebody's uh, faking it and when somebody really has it. You feel me? So I could tell that he was really going through something mentally. You feel me? So um, I did all that I could do to make sure that he got the help that he needed. So the officers, they show up, they take the report, they get the video, they get the dollar amount, they got everything they need on my behalf. They end up taking him to jail or whatever, and that was the last time I heard of that. But I hope that they were able to get him the help that he needed, you know what I mean, and not just treat him like a criminal, you know what I mean, even though he did commit a crime. um I really just hope that they woke up and they got him the help that he needed. Now, when they left and I went back into the office and I put him in the database that we had for Walmart at the time, come to find out he had a prior incident at another store. Same scenario. Same scenario. Stole merchandise, wanted to be caught, said that he needed help. I mean, the report was too identical to each other. You know what I mean? The only difference was the locations. That was it. That was the only difference. So, APAs out there, anybody out there listening, whether you in management, you work in retail, you doing AP, especially AP, when you catching these, shoplifters, not all of them are bad people. There is some that do have good spirits, you feel me? And then there are some that make bad decisions, and sometimes they're doing something bad as a sign for help. It's a telltale sign for help, even though they're committing a crime to ask for help. It's a form of how they ask for help. You know what I mean? You got to understand that. Um, and growing up in a hostile environment, you understand that all too well. That sometimes people say stuff that they don't really mean. They mean it one way, but it comes out another. You feel me? So, like, if you know, you know. But sometimes we just got to jump out of AP mode and we got to jump into civilian mode. Sometimes you got to be a big brother, you got to be a big sister, you got to be a aunt or uncle figure to some of these people that we're gonna be catching. You can't always just be um, on your high horse. When you on your high horse, it only escalates the situation. I don't care what nobody tell you. I don't care what nobody tell you. If you are on your high horse, it will always escalate the situation if you're on a high horse, because the other person is going to feel offended by how you're doing it, by what you're saying, how you're saying it, the mannerisms, the tone, the look, you know what I mean? All plays a part in why and how it escalates. You feel me? So I just wanted to come up on here and give y'all that story because I feel like it'd be beneficial and I feel like it'd be very educational because a lot of the times we catch shoplifters and we feel like when people shoplift, they do things for different reasons. They stealing because they need to pay bills, they need to provide, they need help. There's a lot of reasons for why people steal, so we can't just be so judgmental on why they're stealing, even though it does impact us in a negative way when it comes to prices or whatever. If you're able to empathize and sympathize with people, it's going to go a long way. And it's going to help you understand people a lot better and understand the mentality of how people think that are going through different type of situations. You feel me? So show the utmost respect, all the time, no matter what. Always use your verbal de-escalation skills. Never do things to escalate a situation. If you on your high horse, it's gonna always escalate. Yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. You just give the utmost respect, listen, observe, and learn from each apprehension. Evaluate each and every apprehension, whether it went good or bad. You know what I'm saying? And learn from it and get better. You know what I'm saying? And be better each and every day, even when nobody is looking. You feel what I'm saying? Right is right, wrong is wrong. That's all there is to it. You feel me? So, with that being said, Eagle family, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate y'all so much. I want to give a shout out to the APAs out there. Happy hunting, stand your ground, watch your surroundings at all time. It's your boy Eagle Eye Miller. Till next time, raw and unscripted.